Hello and welcome, dear students. I am Yashkan Shani, your tutor for today's session. In this session, we would be going through the SAT October 2023 paper, right? So it is the offline paper, but we would be looking at both the approaches, right? So if a student is giving pen and paper, so how he should be solving, or if he's appearing for digital SAT, so because Desmos would be there, right? So if the student is appearing for the digital SAT, so how he should approach the paper? Okay, so let's start and have a look through the paper. So this is our Desmos. Okay. So we are at the question paper, right? So let's start. The first question which we have is the graph models the radioactive decay of a sodium 24 in the sample over time according to the graph at 5 hours, right? At 5 hours, which of the following is the closest to mass in milligrams, right? So at 5 hours, yes, if you have a look, right, at 5 hours, it is what, 40. So option C, right? At 5 hours, it is at 40. So option C would be a solution to this, right? So this was an easy question. Let's move to the next question there. So now here the question says that what is the positive solution of the equation, right? So what equation do we have? It is modulus x plus 3 is equals to 6, right? So whenever we remove the modulus, right? So there we would be having two signs, right? One is what, positive x plus 3 is equals to 6, and the other one would be what, negative x plus 3 is equals to 6. So let us see which of them is giving us the positive solution. So when you put x plus 3 is equals to 6, so x is what, 3. Here minus x minus 3 is equals to 6, minus x equals to plus 9, x equals to minus, right? So what is the positive solution? That is x equals to 3. So we will go with option number B, that is 3. I hope this question is clear, everyone. Okay, so now let's move to the next part. So then here we have a question which says, what is the graph of the equation? So what is the equation? Y is equals to 4 minus x. So generally we have an equation y is equals to mx plus c, right? Y is equals to mx plus c. So this is an slope intercept form, right? Where c is the intercept and m is the slope. So just make this equation as y is equals to minus x plus 4. Now have a look which of these graphs is having a plus 4 intercept. So it is option number A or an option number C, right? So both these option B and D are now wrong. Now let's have a look. Slope is minus 1, right? Slope is minus 1. So remember, see, how do we calculate slope? It is angle made by the positive direction of x-axis tangent of the angle, right? So if you have value of tan that is 0 to 90, so tan theta is positive, right? If you have value of tan from 90 to 180, tan is negative, right? So your slope is negative. That means angle is what? Angle made by the line is greater than 90, right? And I hope you all remember that the value of tan 135 is minus 1, right? So this line is giving us that angle, right? It is greater than 90, so slope could be negative. Hence, option C is the right choice. See, I'm explaining you, that is why it is taking time. But when you would be solving, your time is going to reduce, right? If you are aware with the formulas, all the concepts, right? Let's now move to the next question. Here we have to find what? The solution of these two equations, right? So we have to find what is the solution of these two equations. So equation 1 is your y is equals to 7 minus 4x, other is 15x minus 4y is equals to 3. Now see, one option is just substitute them, and but substitute the options and you can reach out to the answer. But I feel substituting the value of y, because the value of y is directly given, right? It would be more easier. So 15x minus 4, y is what? 7 minus 4x is equals to 3. So 15x and 4 7 are 28 minus 16x is equals to 3, and 15 minus 16 is minus x, and 3 plus 28 is 31, x is minus 31. So yes, here you have the option, right? So let's also check the value of y. So if you substitute it, and 31 into 4, so it would be what? 124, 124 plus 7, that is 131. I hope it is clear. If you have any issues in any of the question, please mention in the comment box, right? I would be there to help you out, right? So, and other approach could be you can just pick and place the options, but for that you have to check in both of the equations, and dealing with such huge numbers is time taking, right? So we have to see how a task could be reduced, right? So let's now move forward. Let's move to the next question. Yes, here we have another interesting question, which is of the inequations, right? So there are two inequations and we have to tell which of the region would be satisfying this. So let's have a look. So in this graph, in which graph does the shaded region represents all solution to the system of given inequalities, right? So let's see what we can do. See, simply is there are four regions, right? Take any point from any of the regions, check which of them is satisfying both the equations. That is your solution, right? So the easiest point first which we can check is what? That is origin, right? So just the equation is what? Y 2x plus 3. So 0, 0 plus 3. Yes, 3 is greater. Y greater than 0.5x minus 6. Put 0. This will be 0. Yes, 0 is greater than minus 6. So simply this point origin is being satisfied, right? So directly we can say that this is the right choice. Okay, because see, you can pick any point, Hana, to eliminate. See, if I'm taking, let's say, if I'm taking a point which is minus 10 minus 15, Hana, minus 10 minus 15, right? So let's put that point in the equation. If you have y value minus 15, x value minus 10, right? So minus 15 minus 20 plus 3 minus 15. Here you have what? 70, right? This minus 17 greater? No, it's not. That means this option is negative, right? So this is how you can eliminate the choices. Now, let's have a look. If we have students who would be attempting this question uh, in the digital SAT paper, right? And they are facing difficulty in finding out the solution. So what they can do? So simply we have two equations, right? One is your y greater than equals to 2x plus 3. Next is y less than equals and 0.05 and 6. So let's now go to the Desmos calculator, right? And place our equations. So the first equation which we have was y. Now see where you will get that less than equal to sign here below, right? So it is less than equals to 2x plus 2x plus 3, right? So this is your first graph. Now let's plot the next one. So y, it is greater than equals to 0.5, 0.5x minus 6, right? So let's have a look. Now you can clearly see, right? it is clearly evident that which part of this graph is being overlapped by both the lines, right? Which part is being overlapped? It's clearly this part, right? And see that we chose this point origin earlier to check it. I hope this is right. Okay, so let's go back to our questions. So we have solved this five questions. Okay, let's move to the next question. So question says your f of t is equals to 0.17 t plus 2.5, right? In the given function f models the annual worldwide production of avocados in millions of metric tons T years after 2000, right? According to the following, how many millions of metric tons did the annual worldwide production of avocados increase from the year 2010 to 2011? So there is only a change of 1 year. See, now let's put those values, right? So if you want to find what is the value of function in the year 2010, simply put this plus 2.54. Next is f of 2011, 0.17 into 2011 plus 2.5. Calculate this value, again calculate this and subtract it. But I think there is no need of doing that. Why? See, because we are changing the value of t by a unit, right? So what would be the gradual increase? See, only the increase would be of 0.17, right? The increase would be of 0.17. See, if you subtract these equations, what you will find that this part is cancelled with this part. 0.17 you take common, 2011 minus 2010, you have only what? 0.17. So if you change the value of t, right, by 1, 2, 3, so there would be only increase of what? 0.17 in every year, right? So you can simply go with the option A, that is 0.1. I hope this part is clear. Anyone having issues can please mention in the chat box. Okay. Now here we have which equation has no solution, right? Which equation has no solution? So let's have a look at the equation. So if you look at the first one, so it is 4x plus 1 is x plus 4. 4x plus 4 is x plus 4. Simply if you 3x equals to 0. So at least x equals to 0 is the solution. Similarly, in this part, you will also get the solution. Here also you will get the solution, right? Because see, 4x plus 4, 4x plus 4. So you can have infinite values of x which will satisfy. That means you can say that this part and this part are overlapping. But if you have a look at option number D, one is your 4x plus 4 and this is 4x, right? I hope you remember that what is the equation of a line that is passing from origin, right? We all have read in the topic of straight lines that what is the equation of a line which is passing through origin. So if these are my coordinate axes, right? So a line which is passing through origin is what of the form y is equals to m, right? So this part y is equals to 4x would be passing from it, right? Similarly, a line that would be parallel, that would be what? Y is equals to 4x plus 4. This point would be your 0, 4. It is passing through. So there is no solution. I hope it is clear. Right? Y option D is equal. Okay. Let's move to the next part. So here we have the function is defined by f of x is x plus 1, x minus 1 and x plus 2 which of the following is not an x-intercept of the graph of y is equals to fx in the fy plane? See, and we have to tell which of the following is not an x-intercept. Okay, so what is meant by x-intercept of a graph? The x-intercept of any graph is meant by a point where the value of y is, right? Where the value of y coordinate is, or where it is touching the x-axis. Right? So if this is the function, let us say y is equals to x plus 1, x minus 1, and x plus 2. So we need y0. If you equate each value, x plus 1 equals to 0. So x would be minus 1. This is a possibility. X minus 1 is 0. So x would be 1. This is another place where it will be touching the x-axis. So x equals to minus 1. Right? So what points do we have? We have one point that is minus 2 comma 0. Other is what? Minus 1 comma 0, 1 comma 0. Right? So these would be the points. And what is being asked? Which of the following is not an x-intercept? Right? Not an x-intercept. So that is our point 2 comma 0. Option number. I hope this part is clear. Let's move to the next question from the paper. So this is an easy question. Which of the following expression is equals to 16 to the power 1 by 2x? So see, simply if you have to eliminate 2, so 16 is what? It is 4 square, whole power 1 by 2x. Simply multiply both of them, the powers, right? So you have 4 to the power x as the solution. Option A is the right answer. I hope this part is clear. Let's move to the next one. Here we have a trapezoid ABCD is similar to trapezoid PQRS. The length of each side of trapezoid PQRS is 3 times the length of trapezoid ABCD. The area of ABCD is 6 centimeter square. What is the area in centimeter square of PQRS? So let's note down the key points. These two trapezoids are similar, right? So remember, when we have similar figures, let us say the area of ABCD to area of PQRS, right? This would be what? It would be equals to the square of ratio of their sides, right? And what is being mentioned? That the length of each side of trapezoid PQRS is 3 times that of ABCD, right? So we can say that PQ would be thrice AB, right? PQ would be what? Thrice AB. And the area of ABCD is how much? It is 6. So area of PQRS would be what? AB by 3AB whole square. Basically, it is 6 into 9, which is area of PQRS 9 6 that is. We do remember, if we are talking of area, so area we have 2 dimensions, right? So each side is what? It is 3 times. So the complete area would be what? 3 into 3 times, that is 9 times. And when we are talking of volume, because in volume we have 3 dimensions, no? So each side would be multiplied with 3 into 3 into 3, that is what? It would be 27, right? I hope it is clear. So let's now move to the next question. Now, here we have a function f is f of x is x plus 1 whole square minus 9. In the xy plane, the graph of which of the equations has no x-intercept? So there are several changes being suggested to the graph, and we have to tell which of the following, right? Which of the following would not be touching the x-axis, right? Which of the following would not be touching the x-axis? So simply, let's firstly try looking at what would be the graph of this equation, that is f of x equals to x plus 1 whole square minus 9. See, have a look. What is the graph of y is equals to x square, right? This is your y is equals to x square or not, is it? Now, what will be the graph of y is equals to x plus 1 whole square? So it will shift to the right? This would be the graph. And now if I am saying y is equals to x plus 1 whole square minus 9. So where would the graph shift? So graph would be going slightly below. Yes. At this point, 1 comma minus 9. Okay. I hope this part is clear. Now we need to have no intercepts, right? We need to have no intercepts. That means this graph, right? This is our actual graph, and this is y is equals to x plus 1 whole square minus 9, and this is what y is equals to x plus 1 whole square. Now we need a positive quantity, right? Instead of minus 9, if there is a positive value, then a graph would just shift from this x-axis slightly below, or slightly above, sorry. It would be slightly above the x-axis. Now just have a look at the option. If you put x equals to minus 2 instead of x plus 1, see, y is what x plus 1 the whole square. If you put here x minus 2 plus 1, so this will be what x minus 1 the whole square. Instead of graph shifting to the left, it will shift to the right and then go below. So this is not going to make any change. If you put x plus 2, again the graph would shift 2 more units to the left, but there would be no change. Similarly, if you place fx minus 11, so instead of minus 9, it would be going minus 11 units more below. So it would be what at 1 comma minus 20 would be the vertex. So it would be touching at 2 points. Instead, if we put plus 11, so our final equation would be what y is equals to x plus 1 to the whole square plus 11 would give me what plus 2. So it is slightly above the x-axis. That means it is not touching. That means it is not touching your x-axis. Right. Now, the students who would be appearing for the digital SAT, so they have an option to use the Desmos calculator. So now what is our equation? It is y is equals to x square plus. So if you are facing difficulties on understanding that how we can plot the graph, right? How we can plot the graph for this. So let's go to our Desmos calculator. So let's paste this equation first. So our equation was y is equals to x plus 1 the whole square minus 9. So you can clearly, let's have a bit. Yes. So this is what I have told you, right? This is what I have told you. See, this is the point, right? This is the point. Now, simply, and we have to make a change. Let's have a plus 11 and see what is the transformation in the graph. You can see clear. The graph has, see, minus 9 plus 11 is what? Plus 2. So here is your graph. And it is having no intercept. So how easy can Desmos make your life in the exam? So do practice, right? Do practice using the calculator as well, right? And even the students who are going to give pen and paper SAT, but they can at least have a look how the graphs would be formed, right? And then at least they would have a better understanding of the graph, right? So yes, so do have a look. Let's now move to the next question, that is question number 12. Okay, this is also an interesting question from the conic section chapter only. So we have an equation of the circle, right? What is the area of circle? So to find the area, we need to know what is the radius first, right? So here is our equation: x square minus 10x plus y square minus 6y is equals to 30, right? So simply, let's break it up in the general form, which is x minus x the whole square plus y minus k the whole square is a square, where a is your radius, right? So if we have x square minus 10x, so half of 10 would be 5, 5 square, that is 25, plus y square, so add 25 both the sides, right? Plus 25 plus 25. Y square minus 6y, half of 6 is what it is, 3. So we'll add 3 square, that is 9, both the sides. So here we have x minus 5 the whole square plus y minus 3 the whole square, which is 64. And 64 is nothing but 8 square. So radius is 8. So we know that the area of circle is what? It is pi into radius square. So pi into 8 square, that is 64. So 64 pi, right? 64 pi, that's the correct choice. I hope it is clear. I'm again saying, if you have any issues in any of the questions, you can mention in the comment below. I would be more than happy to help you all, right? Let's move to the next question. Here we have an equation which is x square plus x divided by x plus 5. This expression can be rewritten as a plus 20x plus 5, where a is a polynomial. Which of the following represents a? Okay, so a is not in the fractional form. Looking at the option, that is clear. So let's simply transfer this 20x by 5, x plus 5 to the other side. So x square plus x divided by x plus 5 minus 20 divided by x plus 5. This will be giving us a. On the top, we have x square plus x minus 20 divided by x plus 5. So this would be what? On factorizing, see, 20 is what? 4 5s are. So what we can do, we can split this part as what? X square plus 5x minus 4x minus 20 upon x plus 5 is equals to a. So this can be written as what? X plus 5 into x minus 4 divided by x plus 5 is equals to a. So we simply have x minus 4 equals to a. That's the answer. I hope it is clear, right? So let's now move forward and have a look at some more questions. Yes. Next question we have is 1 by c is equals to 1 by d plus 1 by f. I hope you have read about resistances in series and parallel. So it is about capacitance, right? So the equivalent capacitance is what? 1 by d plus 1 by e plus 1 by f, right? So an electric circuit contains 3 capacitors. In a particular arrangement, the given equation relates the equivalent capacitance C of the arrangement DEF, of the individual cap. What is the value of C? So we have to tell what is the total capacitance, right? So I hope you all have read about the capacitors which are connected in series. If not, no issues. Just simply solve it by taking the LCM. What would be the LCM? It would be D into E into F. So in this part we have D. So what we don't have is DF. Here we have E. What we don't have is DF. Here we have F. What we don't have is DE. So we have to find what is the value of C, not 1 by C. Remember, we have to find what is the value of C. So it would be just the reciprocal value. So C is what? It is DEF by EF plus DF plus E, right? I hope this part is clear. Okay, now have option number C representing this equation. So let's now move forward to the next question. We have 6 more questions to go. Then we would complete the first part. The question is, the cost of renting a bicycle is $8 for the first hour plus $4 for each additional hour, right? So if you just rent a bicycle for the first hour, right? For the first hour, we have to pay how much? $8. And next consecutive hours, you have to pay $4 each, right? Now, the following functions give us cost CH in dollars for renting the bicycle for 8 hours, right? So there are two possibilities how you can solve this question. First is by making the point. So if you are renting only for 1 hour, the cost would be 8, right? If you're renting for 2 hours, so 8 plus 4, this would be 12. So you can simply satisfy which of the following options is giving you that value, right? Now, if we think of how we can derive or directly reach out to the solution, so let us see. If there are total HRs, right? We have to break this HR in the first hour, and next all would be what? H minus 1 hour, right? If 1 hour is gone, so it is what H minus R if H is the total number of hours. So for the first hour, the cost is how much? $8. For the next hour, the cost is how much? $4. So find the total cost. So 1 into 8 plus 4 into H minus. So it is 8 plus 4H minus 4, which gives us what? 4H plus 4. Right? So option B, that's correct. Right? Or you can simply put these values and satisfy which of the following option is satisfying more than 2 values. Choose. See, do check 2 values, right? It is a possibility that it could satisfy one solution, but you have to check for both of them. I hope it's clear. So let's now move to the next question. So this is also an easy one. What is the value of R for the solution? So yes, 5R is equals to 3R plus 1. Simply multiplying 5R is 3R plus 3. So 5R minus 3R, 2R is equals to 3. So R is 3 by 2, right? Or you can guess 1.5. So yes, this was an easy one. Let's move to the next question. So yes, this is our question. Question number 17 saying, what is the positive solution to this equation? So it is 3x square minus 4, 3x. See, what you can do once is that you can break this part as and solve. But the more easy would be substituting 3x as any variable. Let us say 3x is equals to m, right? So m square minus 4m minus 12 is equals to 0. 12 is what? It is 6 2s are 12. So we can break this as m square minus 6m plus 2m minus 12 equals to 0. Taking m common, m minus 6 plus 2m minus 6. You have m plus 2 and m minus 6, right? So one value is m equals to 2, next is m equals to 6. But remember, we have placed 3x as n, so 3x is equals to 2, so x equals to, sorry, it would be what? Minus 1. Really sorry for that. It will be what? Minus 2 by 3, and n, which is 3x equals to 6. So x would be what? 6 by 3, that is x equals to 2, right? So x equals to 2 is your positive solution, which was being asked in the question, that what is the positive solution to this given equation. I hope this part is clear, right? So now let's move forward and have a look at another question. The question says, line K shown in the xy plane, line J is perpendicular to the line. What is the slope of the line J? So see, we have this as line K, right? We need to know what is the slope of a line which is perpendicular to that. So here we have a line which is passing from minus 5 comma 0. This is 0 comma minus 2. So we know that the slope of line is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, right? This is a slope. y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So minus 2 minus 0 divided by 0 minus minus 5. So your slope is what? It is minus 2 by 5, right? So the slope of line is what? Minus 2 by 5. But remember, we have found the slope of line K, right? This is slope for line K. We need the slope of line J, which is perpendicular to this, right? So we are aware that in case of perpendicular lines, the product of slopes is what? Minus 1. So simply put one value as minus 2 by 5 into m2 is minus 1. M2 is what? Minus 1 into 5 by minus 2. Right? It is what? Minus 1 into 5 by minus 2. This becomes what? 5 by 2. Right? This becomes what? 5 by 2. So the slope of the line J. Another slope of the line J is what? 5 by 2. I hope this question is clear. And simply see, you don't have to write this thing. If you want to just find the slope of line which is perpendicular, so simply reciprocal it and change the sign. Just reciprocal and change the sign. This is what you have to do. Okay. So let's now move forward and have a look at some different questions. Two more questions remaining. So here we have in the xy plane the graph y is equals to in the xy plane. So here we have a question which says in the xy plane the graph of y is equals to minus 14 1 by 2 whole power x plus k, where k is a constant, has a y-intercept of 0, 2. What is the value of k? So earlier also, see y-intercept means what? The x-coordinate would be what? 0. So if the x-coordinate is 0, so you can simply satisfy this point, right? So y is equals to, and because this is the y-intercept, and if this is my equation, if I satisfy the point, I will get what is the value of k. You have to simply put x equals to 0 and y is 2. So when you put y2 minus 14, 1 by 2 whole power 0 plus k, any number whole power 0 is 1, right? So 2 plus 14 is k. Therefore, the value of k you have is what? Right? So, yes, I hope this is clear. Let's move to the next question. The last one for this module 3. This is also an interesting question saying the perimeter of the square inscribed in a circle is 30 inches. The radius of the circle is x root 2 inches. What is the value of x? Right. So we have a square that is, let me see if we have a tool to draw. Okay. So let me draw it. So here we have a circle and there we have a square which is inscribed in it. This is my square, right? Yes. So what is given? That the perimeter of the square, right? Perimeter of square, that is 4 into side, right? It is 30 by 4. Your side value would be what? 7.5, right? So this is 7.5. This is 7.5. And the radius of the circle is x root 2, right? So let's first find this value, which is, and which we see in case of 90, 45, 45 triangle, if A is the side, so this length would be A root 2, right? So if this, so this complete length would be what? 7.5 root 2, which is the diameter of the circle. And what is given? That the radius is what? X root 2. So 7.5 root 2 divided by 2 is equals to x root 2. Root 2 cancel, right? So half would be what? It would be 3.15, which is 7 to 5. Okay. No, it won't be 2.5, it's 7.5. Yes. 3.75. the value of it. Okay. I hope you found this series helpful. So if you want more such videos, do mention in the chat box, and I would be sharing the module 4 as well. So for more updates, do subscribe to our channel, do share it. I hope you found it useful. Thank you. Have a good day and all the best for your SAT exam. Thank you.